We are in the dog days of summer, but there are still some exciting games set to release before the fall. My name is Codiak, this is Legacy Gaming, and here are the top 12 games we think you should be paying attention to in August 2025. If I told you the team behind the critically acclaimed Metroidvania Dead Cells was cooking on a Prince of Persia game, would you believe me? That's exactly what Evil Empire has been up to over the last year, developing the Rogue Prince of Persia, which finally turns the corner for a 1.0 release sometime in August. Set in a stylized, mythological version of Persia, under siege by Huns corrupted by dark shamanic magic, players take on the role of the prince, who's caught in a time loop. During each run, you'll navigate handcrafted biomes, each with distinct enemy types, environmental traps, and traversal mechanics. As you'd expect, movement is fluid, fast-paced, and acrobatic, with wall running, pole vaulting, vault jumping, and more all playing a central role in the gameplay. Combat is weapon-based, with the prince having access to a range of melee weapons, as well as offhand tools, with each offering unique combos and synergies. Throughout each run, you'll find a number of powerful upgrades, but between runs is when you can unlock permanent upgrades that help you get a little better each time. Guys, it's Dead Cells mixed with Prince of Persia, and I for one can't wait to check out the full release of this game. Fans of Endless Legend rejoice because Endless Legend 2 is releasing on August 7th, bringing with it a host of new and returning features that aim to elevate this beloved fantasy strategy title. Players will experience a dynamic world where cataclysmic events like ocean tides and environmental shifts constantly reshape the landscape, opening up new lands and opportunities for more strategic depth and replayability. A major feature of Endless Legend 2 is its strikingly diverse factions, each offering unique playstyles, strengths, and philosophies. Whether you choose a militant, battle-hardened race or a diplomatic faction seeking alliances, your strategy will be deeply influenced by the faction you choose. This encourages players to adapt and experiment with different tactics and playstyles as the game evolves. Players can either auto-resolve conflict or dive into tactical turn-based battles, leveraging terrain, unit traits, and powerful battlefield abilities, with heroes adding another layer of depth with their traits, equipment, and relationships, giving you an edge in battles. Strategic empire building is crucial in this game as you manage cities, resources, and districts to balance military, economic, and scientific growth. The constant push-pull of expansion and defense against both natural events and rival factions will truly test players that are fans of this genre. With a mix of exploration, deep faction mechanics, and a dynamically evolving world map, Endless Legend 2 looks to offer a rich, immersive experience worthy of a sequel. On August 8th, players finally get their hands on Mafia: The Old Country. This mob story is set in 1900 Sicily, where you play as Enzo Favara, once a child of forced labor, now looking to do anything possible to achieve a better life by rising through the ranks of the Don Teresi crime family. There looks to be a focus on a strong, linear narrative, rather than an expansive open world. The end goal? Feel like you're playing a classic mob movie. The series takes its first step into Unreal Engine 5, and with it comes a gorgeous realization of Sicily's rugged countryside as you'll dive into underground catacombs, crumbling ruins, rural vineyards, grand opera halls, and much more. You'll find yourself engaging in life or death combat situations, whether it's up close with a blade or from afar with a whole host of firearms, intense stealth situations, resource-scarce shootouts, horseback chases, and vintage car pursuits, all across the Sicilian countryside. This time around, it looks to be a much more focused experience, something we're sure fans of the series have been wanting for quite some time. Even if we aren't huge sports games fans here on the channel, we can respect that a whole host of players are likely excited for Madden NFL 26, releasing on August 14th. As always, they promise to introduce exciting new gameplay features that aim to take the series even further, but what exactly are those defining features? A major highlight is the enhanced field sense technology, which brings more fluid and responsive player movements, which aim to make the game feel more realistic than ever. A revamped AI system also looks to ensure smarter opponent behavior, with better decision-making during both offensive and defensive plays, which should present more of a challenge. Then there are NFL storylines, which let players experience the journey of a unique customizable player through dynamic career-driven narratives. This new mode allows you to shape your athlete's path, making critical decisions that impact both their career and the overall league. Franchise mode is back and supposedly more detailed with expanded team-building options, more in-depth contract negotiations, and a fully fleshed-out draft system. Finally, enhanced motion capture should deliver improved player animations, making touchdowns, tackles, and celebrations feel more lifelike, while new passing mechanics provide players with more control over throws, letting them adjust trajectory, velocity, and placement for better precision. With the promise of more realistic gameplay, deeper customization, and more expansive modes, Madden NFL 26 could be the most immersive and exciting installment in the long-running franchise, but as always, wait for the reviews. At this point, Giant Squid is a legendary developer when it comes to creating immersive gaming experiences. And if you've ever played Journey or Abzu, you'll know that the visual creative direction of Matt Nava and incredible scores of Austin Winnery do not disappoint. Well, on August 19th, their next game, Sword of the Sea, is coming to PS5 and PC with that same gorgeous art and music direction. In this atmospheric sword-surfing adventure, you play as the Wraith, a resurrected being from the desolate necropolis that's set on a quest to uncover and revive the ancient sea buried beneath the shifting sands of the world. You'll explore a world constantly in motion, with undulating waves rippling across sandy deserts, glacial mountains, and cerulean waves. And as you transform the barren wasteland into glittering emerald waters, you'll witness the return of sea life, both light and dark in nature. The environments are the backdrop for some high-speed boarding, allowing you to pull off crazy tricks as you interact with elements in the world that mirror half-pipes, ramps, and wall rides as you uncover various secrets to bring back life into the world. As you know, we always try to highlight the most promising game releases of each month, from AAAs all the way down to indies, and Morbid Metal, a new hack-and-slash action roguelite, is launching in early access on August 20th. This one has a unique twist. As you play, you can control and swap between 4 different characters in real time, each with their own unique attacks, active abilities, and signature skills that are designed to dynamically counter specific enemy types or attacks. Levels are semi-procedurally generated, with some handcrafted pieces stitched together, creating an interesting world to explore, with biomes ranging from desolate wastelands to overgrown ruins. As you upgrade your characters, you'll progressively grow stronger and unlock new attacks to weave into your combos as you deal with more difficult enemies, all leading up to some pretty awesome looking bosses. There's a demo available right now on Steam, so if this one is up your alley, give it a shot before purchasing. On August 22nd, Dying Light: The Beast is set to hopefully revitalize the franchise with fresh gameplay innovations and a return to survival horror fundamentals. Players take control of Kyle Crane in the atmospheric wilderness of Castor Woods, a forested valley filled with diverse biomes like swamps, villages, and industrial ruins, now overrun by zombies. The game's first-person parkour is now tailored for a more rural setting, encouraging vertical exploration and environmental puzzles. As always with a Dying Light game, 2 vastly different experiences await you, whether it's during the day or at night, with the constant tension of a moving clock always pushing you forward. At the core of the gameplay is Beast Mode, a powerful temporary transformation made possible by Crane's mutated DNA. In this state, you gain enhanced speed, strength, brutal melee abilities, and the option to hurl environmental objects at your enemies. Combat looks weightier and even more visceral, and you'll even be able to utilize some off-road vehicles for both traversal and combat purposes. Not only does this game feature 4-player co-op, but if you already own the Ultimate Edition of Dying Light 2 Stay Human, you'll receive Dying Light: The Beast at no additional charge. Whether you've played the original Gears of War or not, on August 26, all players will get the chance to dive into Gears of War Reloaded, a completely remastered version of the game that spawned the entire franchise. With it comes a full suite of modern enhancements, next-gen visuals and performance that runs in 4K with HDR, including enhanced textures and a campaign that runs at 60 FPS. 0 loading screens during the campaign for enhanced immersion, revamped cover mechanics and weapon animations that feel more responsive, and cross-platform multiplayer that runs at 120 frames per second. With the launch also comes a complete suite of content, including every DLC from the Ultimate Edition, including the bonus campaign act, multiplayer maps, cosmetics, characters, and more. If you have never experienced Gears of War and the origins of Marcus Phoenix, this is the best time to do so, especially when the game's available day one on Game Pass. Xbox players rejoice, it's finally time for you to join the ranks of the Helldivers. Helldivers 2 finally launches on Xbox August 26, and this marks one of the rare Sony-published games that's crossing over into Microsoft territory, but for good reason. The smash hit of 2024 continues to roll out new content, most recently the addition of a third enemy faction, the Illuminate. If you stepped away from the game for a bit, I don't blame you, but with an entire army of new players about to join the ranks of the Helldivers, it's a great opportunity to dive back into the action, and if you're on Xbox, for the first time. There's been plenty of new warbots featuring weapons and stratagems, but also the introduction of some highly anticipated systems such as vehicles and weapon customization. You can also finally defend Super Earth, a metropolitan map far different than the battlefields you previously liberated. If you played at launch but haven't been back in a minute, just be prepared for a number of new systems to get familiar with. But one thing is still for certain, there's nothing better than good old managed democracy. Looking for a lighthearted 3D action platformer this summer? Let me put you on to the Knightling. Releasing on August 28th, you play as Sir Lionstone's trusted Knightling, a knight in training whose loyalty and determination set him on a grand adventure across the lands of Persia to find the now missing knight. You'll wield Sir Lionstone's legendary shield as your sole weapon, but don't be fooled, it's much more than meets the eye. This shield harnesses all manner of magical abilities, allowing you to use it offensively, defensively, and even in unique ways that aid you in traversal throughout your adventure. It's a weapon type we rarely see as the focus in a game, and to have an entire game's mechanics built around it, well, it genuinely could be something special. You can download a demo of the Knightling right now on Steam to check it out for yourself ahead of its launch at the end of the month. On August 28th, fans of the Metal Gear Solid series are in for a treat. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is an Unreal Engine 5 remake of the beloved classic Metal Gear Solid 3, bringing to the table massively overhauled graphics, refined gameplay mechanics, an optional modernized control style, and all new elements that enhance the overall experience of this 2 decades old classic. Stealth gameplay remains at the core of the remake, but with improved AI and overhauled enemy detection systems, players will need to be more strategic, embracing environmental elements, utilizing camouflage, and exercising patience in order to sneak past more challenging enemies. If you do bite off more than you can chew, you'll be happy to know the game's battle damage system has been upgraded. Clothing wear and tear, bruises, and even bullet wounds are now shown on Snake's body permanently, adding a new layer of immersion to the game. You should know the story remains unchanged, but enhanced with better visuals, audio and music, and the classic voice acting you remember. This truly looks to be a treat for Metal Gear Solid fans, with one of the best games in the series finally elevated to the modern level. Lost Soul aside, a new Final Fantasy-inspired action-adventure RPG is finally releasing after more than 10 years in development on August 29. Initially conceived by one person, Yang Bing, he later founded the studio Ulta Zero Games, and with the help of Sony, his vision for this ambitious project is almost a reality. You play as Kaiser, a swordsman bonded with a supernatural being on a quest to rescue his sister and save humanity from the Void Dracs, dimensional invaders whose sole objective is to wipe out other species and drain their energy from their souls. With magical abilities and fast-paced sword combat, you'll travel across worlds and dimensions, cutting through anything that stands in your way. The combat is touted as being simple to grasp yet challenging to perfect, as you'll need to learn a wide array of combo attack chains, learn your enemy's attack and movement patterns, and weapon swap depending on the situation in front of you. You'll be able to customize those weapons through an intricate fragment system, grow your own power and playstyle through a robust skill tree, and tap into various unique powers granted to you by the dragon-like creature, Arena. The game looks to be shaping up nicely, and you won't have to wait much longer to get your hands on this brand new IP. So there you have it, 12 of the biggest games coming out this August. If we missed a game you think we should have included, leave us a comment down below, and as always, if you appreciate the work that goes into making these videos, drop us a like and consider subscribing. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.